You tell me what.
You were saying about the car.
I was saying like a metaphor,
Yeah,
about,
metaphor, yeah.
Yes. So for instance, everyone look at sex like this ownership, like this is mine and I'm not going to share it. They're all scared. But for me, it's quite different. It's like you have to separate a city who was or were a car. And one thing is to put air on the tires, put oil, take care of the car. That's for me sex, to take care of the car. It has to happen. And another thing is like who drives the car. And the connection, the real thing is to connect with the driver, And if you can connect with the driver, that's the magic. And you like have a more deeper connection also because you understand like these separate things, and that it's not that you own the car, you use the car, you take care of the car because it takes you to different places where you want to be. But I think in this kind of communications it's like higher, because there are a few people that understand these ways of thinking, of connecting, and that for me is interesting, at least nowadays.
At least nowadays.
Yeah.
No, and I have a question, right?
Yeah.
Is like because there are many people that are trying these relationships, and very often what I hear through the media is that there's you have to have a lot of communication, like a lot of meetings and saying, okay, this person is good, that person is not good.
Yes, of course. For instance, it's like, okay, I have this car, we're going to have a trip together, always trying to do these kind of simple things.
Yeah.
So you should, for instance, okay, we're going to, I don't know, Zurich by car. Okay, let's put the seat belt, let's see if this gas, let's check the GPS, the map, let's turn on the lights, and it's your first trip to Zurich, so you're going to take care, you're not going like 100 miles per hour,
Okay.
So you're talking with your partner like how does make you feel this and that, and you make your own language with your partner. That's the magic of life. It's not that this and that and everyone has like a standard. The nice things about relationships in life, I think, is to be able to create your own language with that person, and you don't have to care if the other people understand it. You have to feel the emotion and you connect, and then life and magic go with the same path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think it's possible for this to be sustained over like 40, 50 years, or you think it's only possible?
Yes, of course. For me it's possible if you are taking care of your communication, of your relationship, like
But that takes a lot of work. But
yes,
it takes a lot of work anyway.
It takes a lot of work every day, and also with you on your own, not to lie to yourself, to be honest, to try to evolve. So that's the thing about life, because even though you are like together, you can grow in different directions, in different velocity, and it's no problem whenever you are able to speak with another person to understand, like this is not a thing that you own, it's a thing that you both create. So maybe what today it's great, tomorrow it's a bad thing, but the willing of looking for that, the quest, it's that matters. It's the thing that matters.
So if both people have equal motivation for this beautiful thing that you describe, then that is what is important. If one person is lacking in the motivation,
yes, but I think we all can be motivated. I don't know how to spell it again. But for instance, if I really like to go to the lake and I'm really motivated and run in this direction, and the lake is in another direction, It's so great that you are motivated, that you can run. But
You are talking about me right now, aren't you?
I'm talking, like the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's the important thing is to always be like in a hearing position, not taking things personal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the another person tried to say, and try to say not only in words, in expressions and so on, because there are few people that understand themselves, and then to communicate that, it's like. But that's the thing about real life,
Yeah.
real thing.
And is this a common sort of belief where you come from, or is this your own?
No, it's not a common belief, and also it's not common in me. I understood that as the year go by, as life goes by, there are like different seasons. You cannot think that every time in your life is going to be summer. So
Yeah.
if you understand that there are like seasons, when the winter comes, you say like, okay, now I'm looking for like a thing to heat up my body or whatever. It's not that thing like, for instance,
Yeah.
oh, I evolved in this, and this is not going to be again down. So
Yeah, that-
it's
that-
every day.
So like, if I was to be in this sort of relationship, right?
Yeah.
This would concern me because during the winter time,
Yeah.
I'm not very interesting. Like I'm very uninteresting. During the summertime, I'm lots of fun. But sometimes when I'm in winter, the girl.
No, but I speak in like the weather thing.
No, I'm
Like,
understanding.
okay.
So when I'm going through a low patch in my life, and if you're in this sort of relationship, the girl might. Yeah.
I don't know, because if you first understand that you're going through a winter,
Yeah.
you're not going to wear a swimsuit. You will understand that this is not the time for the pool.
Ah, okay.
So when you realize that, it doesn't mean that you are like great in winter. First, you realize that it's winter. Huge path you come along the way, and if you can explain to another person, like for instance, okay, maybe you are like in summer, and nowadays I'm in winter. The another person will say, okay, so if I try to communicate with the another person, with another part, he's in winter. I will try to make him feel warm. You know,
And that comes from love and sort of.
that comes from love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fear, of course, is when you're in winter and they're in summer, then they don't want to be in winter. They want to have summer fun,
Yes, but I don't know. If you understand like seasons of life, you will enjoy all of them. You're not going to be like anxious, like, oh no, I hope summer is coming again really soon. No.
Yeah, I think the most, for me, what I've learned is honesty. Like, if you can be honest and somebody can really reciprocate the honesty, you know, like really, even though it's painful sometimes.
Yes, of course.
And if you can build that, that is the most important thing. Like, if you can be. I actually met this one girl when I was in Thailand who said she has been in one open relationship, and she said she would never have a normal relationship again, just because of the amount of honesty.
Yeah.
It would never be possible for her to go back to a normal relationship because of the amount of lies and this to me was like, nah.
But the thing
doesn't
is,
make sense, you know.
the concept that people attach with the, for instance, normal relationships. They're talking about like monogamia, like owning the another person. You know?
Yeah.
For me, normal relationships could be like honesty, treat with respect always, and listen a lot. And with all these kind of three things, then maybe, for instance, it was like 2 weeks when you both want to share with another person, and maybe there are like another time of the year that you want to be only with that person, watch movies. It's not like, okay, this is like this or like that. It's not like a contract. It's like going with the flow, listening to the moment, staying in the present. And if the both people are in that kind of flow,
Now, what about children? Yeah. I mean, I get it, but what about children? If you like, I mean, surely once you have children, then you need to be stable. I mean, you.
yes, but for instance, you could be in this super open relationship, like we're talking about sex, you know,
Yeah.
and then she's pregnant of you, and so maybe no, nowadays it's not the moment,
Yeah.
because the two of you build the rules, and the rules you can broke them and rebuild them.
Yeah.
It's not about like no, we're open and we should do this every Friday. No, man. Maybe she wants to be with another person, maybe you don't want, maybe you enjoy watching her, maybe she enjoys watching you. Who knows? Or maybe there's a period of time that you both don't want to have sex, you like enjoy silence. Who knows? The important thing is
Or one of you wants to follow a spiritual path, and the other one wants to.
that, but the thing is like these kind of things are
Yeah.
the you said just the spiritual path. You know?
Yeah.
This is the spiritual path. To be open, to connect, to listen, to be
I
on the
see.
moment. Then the rules, the media, if one talks about God or what else, that's
Yeah.
our only words. The spiritual is to be connected with the heart, you know. And the heart always speak like in low voice. So you have to put your head in calm. Because
slow down.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
head is always speaking really loud. So if you understand your tools where you can put your head like in a smooth way, you will start listening to your heart. And for me, that's the spiritual path. Even though you're wearing shirts or you're saying, I believe in chakras or universe, those are words. Words
Yeah.
change a long time. But this, be connected with your intentions, that is the spiritual thing. You can have a Ferrari and be spiritual, and you can be walking without shoes and be this motherfucking guy that loves material things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
So the spiritual path. But people, some interests will change. You know, like the interest of the one person will be like, oh no, I want a career, I want to make lots of money. The other one says, no, I want to work on my relationship with the universe.
Of course.
But you can still accept.
Of course.
Yeah.
The thing is, the reasons that take you someplace can be millions, unlimited. We can talk about this 10 hours a day. The thing is, these kind of reasons take you to a concept, to work on the concept. So, of course, things are going to change. They change every day, you know. For today, I'm like in this kind of thing, and the afternoon, different wardrobe. I'm not the one. I'm not defined by the tools. I'm defined by in which tool I take. I express myself honestly. That is.
Yeah. You define by your ethics, and then you choose your path.
Yes.
Path.
Yes.
And
you have to be, for instance, like super carefully, because in this time of life we are kind of computers that we're all in automatic. So
in automatic mode, and
yeah.
it's quite easy to be restricted.
Yes.
To not have the time to think about other opportunities. It's quite easy to be, because you know you see other people that are happy, and it seems like they've got lots of money or lots of fame, and then you're following this path, and then you get there, or you get to meet the people. That's what happened to me. Is when I was young, I had an idol. I mean, I couldn't even look this guy in the eyes. I had to hide behind a tree when I saw him the first time, and that was Robbie Nash. I hid behind trees, and then I actually got to know the guy, and he was a very unhappy man. Like
But
he was my idol for like 15 years.
He was
man.
your idol by what?
By his performance, by his by interviews, because he was very good at interviews, American man,
But yes, the thing is,
and his success.
in the success. For instance, this guy, he is not a happy person, but everyone has this kind of thing that connects with the present, with the now. So maybe when he make interviews, the mind goes, and that's the thing that you admire, not how he lives his life.
Yeah.
You admire that you realize that he's connecting with something higher than all kind of things.
Oh, that's a new way of looking at it. I thought it was just a fake, because when I got to see him and spend a bit of time with him, he was very disturbed. He had many demons, I saw him just smashing his equipment into rocks just out of anger, and I was like, okay, this guy's no longer my hero.
And who knows? For instance, you met him in a bad week,
No, I saw this many times.
Well, but the thing is, we are always changing. We're always changing.
Yeah.
You have to
I
work
think this
on
was
your,
in this particular case, it was a time of his life when he was realizing that he could no longer be number one. So it was a difficult time for him. Yeah.
Yes, and that thing is, that's the problem, because once in my life I thought like this. For instance, I like to play guitar, I like to make videos, I like to take photos, I like to write, and the system, the culture says like you have to be one thing, or photographer or videographer or this or that, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I choose this, maybe I choose that, and then suddenly this calm came, and I understood that I'm the one who express with the tools of the moment. If tomorrow I have to sell apples, like apples.
Apples, yeah.
Yes,
Apfel.
on the stores.
You're learning your German.
Yes.
Apfel.
If I had to sell apples on the store, I will be really happy, because I'm not defined by the tools.
Yeah.
In which tool appears, it's going to have my mark, and that is like a revolution for me, because I don't know all about techniques, but in everything I take as a tool, I try to express from my soul, and people notice that. Yeah.
And they enjoy it. They enjoy your presence, definitely.
Yeah, because I also enjoy it, because I don't want to be the best. I want to be my best and in the moment.
Yeah, for sure. That's very interesting. And like you say, I think this man, when I got to meet him, was during his winter. This was during his winter, and I've followed him, and he's had many summers since then. He's done very well out of business, and I think I got disillusioned because he had been my hero for probably about 12. I watched every day a video of him. I was so enamored by my hero. It's like you meeting Messi, or
Yes,
it's like
of
this.
course.
Like.
And what's your passions and what in your quest on life? As life itself evolves. So, for instance, when I was younger, I want to be this success guy, full of money. And nowadays, no. Okay, I don't have any problem in having money, but if it goes with being in harmony, in calm, and to create more things to help others to find themselves.
But you don't want to be poor, right? Like you don't want to be poor. I mean,
no, of course.
No.
I've been poor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, to be poor from here and from here, that's you can have all the money in the world and you cannot change it.
It's very addictive, this money thing as well. I've experienced this.
They try to put dreams to you that they're not yours, and they're so ahead that maybe you are all your life trying to follow them, and they weren't yours.
Yeah, it's kind of that same kind of thing. Dave Chappelle said that he's met 20 billionaires and none of them are happy, and yet something like 90% of the world lives on less than $1 a day, and 50% of those are happy. For that it's very confusing. But I think
that's interesting. That's interesting about that is that as they sell these dreams, like you need the Ferrari, the money, and whatever. Really poor people, it's a point that they understand they understand like this is not coming, you know.
Yeah.
So they
Yes.
left this kind of dream and live the moment.
It's like that in Africa, and like with Jacob, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, he's very ambitious, but he has this like an African heart, you know,
Yeah.
like a very traditional heart, and he's just. It's very much like that back in Africa. There are many people that you can just see they're laughing every day, but they have no money. They're walking to like 10 kilometers or whatever, 8 miles just for water, you know. But they're walking together and they're having a laugh, you know.
That's life.
I know, and they enjoy it. Like, but at the same time, they have conflicts like everyone because they don't have money. But anyway, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being very wealthy at all.
No, of course, I really would like to.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
and
course.
just as long as it doesn't rule your life.
But the thing is not about what happens to you. It's how you interpret what happens to you. What this happens to me, and okay, I can be sad or I can look for an opportunity. It's always, even though if you're millionaire, poor, whatever, there are millions of histories. But what makes the difference is that what do you do with that?
And that's where self-confidence comes from. Like, I've been in really sort of poor places, and I've challenged myself to. Well, I've only had one way out, really. Kind of similar situation to where you are now, and I had just by kind of. There was only one way out, right? And because of this, I had so much self-confidence because it was so challenging.
Yes.
That the confidence just exuded out of me, even though I was getting anxiety attacks like 4 or 5 a day.
Yes, and of course, you realize that you didn't have any option.
I had no other option, zero. Yeah, so yeah, for me, I just exuded confidence, even though I was getting these anxiety attacks because, yeah.
Most of the people feel comfortable talking about their problems, not trying to solve them.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you can say, okay, Julian, but nobody likes to be angry or sad or whatever. It's not about what they like. It's all about what they're used to without even noticing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It's nice hanging out with you, Julian.
Thank you, Igor.
We've had some very nice coffee, and this is a nice coffee shop.
Nice, really nice.
A little bit of Boreal coffee shop here in Zurich. They've helped us out with our work for the day, and enjoy your day.